Okay, dear students, today's the topic is factor, multiples, prime numbers, composite numbers, HCF and LCM. Okay, especially I am going to teach you the students of class 5 as well as even the students of class 4 can be benefited. They will also be benefited from this video, because class 4 also have these syllabus like factor, multiples, prime numbers, composite numbers, HCF, LCM. Okay, so this video can be watched by class 5 as well as class 4, means for both the classes. Okay, for class 4 also, for class 5 also, for both the classes, even class 6, the weaker students, the poor students of class 6 can also be benefited from this video. Okay, because if they don't have the good concept of factors, what is factor, what is multiple, what is prime number, what is composite number, what is HCF, what is the full form of HCF, why the HCF is necessary, okay, why LCM is important to study. So here the topic is factor, multiples, prime numbers, composite numbers, HCF, LCM. Okay, so these topics we have to study in this video. Okay, so be very without looking any step. Okay, without leaving any step, you have to watch each and every video or each and every part of this video so that you can understand everything. Okay, so whatever problems occurs, okay, whatever problems comes, if anything will miss in this video, you have to contact me in my personal number so that that problem will be solved. I may miss any concept. Okay, so I will give you full concept of factor, multiples, prime numbers, composite numbers, HCF, LCM. Okay, so be very attentive and watch this video. Okay, so first of all, I want to discuss about factor. What do you mean by factor? Okay, we have one point here, factor. Okay, factor. What is a factor? Factor is a number. Okay, factor is a number which can divide completely. Okay, which can divide a number, a given number completely without giving any remainder. Then that divisor is known as the factor of that dividend. Got my point? Like if you divide 8 by 2, then by 2, if you divide 8, 2 can divide 8 4 times. 2 4s are 8. Okay, means 8 was completely divisible by 2. So 2 is the factor of 8. Similarly, if you divide 8 by 4, 4 can divide 8 2 times. 4 2s are 8. Okay, so 4 is also a factor of 8. So like that, a number may have a certain number of factors. Okay, a number may have a certain number of factors. Like factors, you might have understood a number which can divide a given number completely. Got my point? That is called a factor. So another is multiple. Multiple means all those numbers, okay, which can be divided, which can be divided by a number. Okay, all those numbers are known as multiples. Like which all numbers can be divisible by 2? 2 can divide 2, 2 can divide 4 completely, 2 can divide 6, 2 3s are 6, 2 can divide 8, 2 4s are 8, 2 can divide 10, 2 5s are 10, 2 can divide 12, 2 6 are 12. In that way, these type of set of numbers, okay, which are divisible completely by a given particular number, okay, that particular number, those sets of numbers will be called the multiples of that particular number. Okay, so multiples, if we have to define multiples, in which we will define a number, okay, which can divide a given number, okay, completely without giving any remainder, then that given number is called the multiple of that first number. Okay, means by the number by which you divide the given number. Okay, that given number is called the multiple of that first number by which you will divide. Okay, so factor and multiples, both the terms are a bit they are different, but this is the meaning seems to be a bit similar type. Okay, but you may be confused in factor and multiples. You may have the problem to recognize which is factor, which is multiples. So be very, very careful, very attentive. It's not so difficult task. It's not so tough to distinguish factor and multiple. Very simple. Like if you divide by 2, if 2 can divide any number, like 2 can divide 12. 2 6 are 12. Okay, completely 2 can divide 12. It means 2 is the factor of 12 and 12 is the multiple of 2. Got my point? So a number may have a several multiples. Okay, uncountable number of multiples, but factors can be certain. Okay, factors can be fixed, certain. So you might have understood what is factor and what is multiples. Like if I have to give the example of factors, you can write like factors of 4. 1 is the factor. 1 can divide 4 times. 2 can divide 4 times, or 2 can divide 2 times. 4 can divide 1 time. It means 1, 2, 4. Okay, these are the factors of 4. It means 4 has 3 factors. So 1 is one factor, 2 is another factor, 4 is another factor. 4 has 3 factors. Okay. So similarly, if you have to find the factors of 12, so 1 can divide 12, so 1 is the factor of 12. Okay. 2 can also divide 12 completely, 2 is also the factor of 12. 3 can divide 3 4s are 12. Okay, so 3 is also the factor of 12. 4 can divide 12, 4 3s are 12, so 4 is also the factor of 12. Okay, and 6 can divide 12, 6 2s are 12, so 6 is also the factor of 12. Okay, and 12 can also divide 12, so 12 is also the factor of 12. So in that way, how many factors does 12 have? Then you can say 1 2 3 4 6 12. Altogether 6 factors does 12 have. Okay, 12 has 6 factors. So every number has a certain number of factors. Okay, but multiples, like if you have to find the multiples of 2, the uncountable number of multiples you can get, means there is no end of multiples of any number. Okay, so here now another is, but example you might have understood the multiples of 2. Multiples of 2 is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, like that. Infinite number of multiples does a number have. Any number has infinite number of multiples. Infinite means there is no end of the multiples of any number. So here another topic which I want to discuss here today is that what is a prime number. Okay, prime number is such a number. We can understand prime number in 2 ways. Okay, like simply we understand the prime number is such a number which cannot be divisible by any other number. Okay, completely, which cannot be divisible by any other number completely, and that number is known as prime number. Okay, in another way, if you want to understand the number which has, okay, which cannot be divisible by any other number except itself and 1. Got my point? That is prime number. But this definition is not enough to get the full concept of prime number, because I just want to tell you, like 2 cannot be divisible by any other number. Okay, got my point? So 1, 3 cannot be divisible by any other number, 5 cannot be divisible by any other number. You could understand that 2, 3, 5, these are prime numbers. Okay, 7 is also not divisible by any other numbers, because these numbers, prime numbers, never comes in the table of any number. You always remember. Okay, whenever you read the table of 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 6, 7, 8, in the table of any number, prime numbers never comes. Okay, prime numbers if comes, they always come at the first. In the middle you will not get the prime numbers. No prime numbers comes in the table. That is why they are called prime numbers. The very simple way that the number which has at the maximum 2 factors, which has only 2 factors, not more than 2 factors, that number is known as prime number. I just want to take the example like 2. 2 can be divided by 1. 1 2 is 2. And 2 can be divided by 2. 2 1 is 2. But is there any other number which can divide 2? There is no any other number which can divide 2 other than 1 and 2. That is why 2 is a prime number. So similarly, if you have to take 3, 3 cannot be divided by any other number except 1 and 3. So 3 also has only 2 factors. So similarly, if I will take 11, 11 cannot be divided by any other number like 1, 11 is 11. Okay, 1 can divide any number. 2, 2 5 is 10, 2 6 is 12. 11 did not come. By 3, 3 3 is 9, 3 4 is 12. 11 did not come. By 4, 4 2 is 8, 4 3 is 12. 11 did not come. 5, 5 2 is 10, 5 3 is 15. 11 did not come. Okay, 6, 6 1 is 6, 6 2 is 12. 11 did not come. 7 1 is 7, 7 2 is 14. 11 did. In that way, if you see the table, then you will not get 11. So 11 is also a prime number. So there are uncountable number of prime numbers. Yes, prime numbers also, I cannot say there are 100 prime numbers. There are uncountable number of prime numbers. So, but you have to understand what is prime number. Okay, prime number has only 2 factors. Okay, the number which has more than 2 factors, they are called composite numbers. I have written here. Okay, composite number. So composite number means the number which has more than 2 factors. Okay, they are called composite numbers. So in prime number cannot be divisible by any other number, but composite number can be divisible by other number except itself. Okay, it can divide, and other number can also divide the prime number. But composite number can be divided by itself as well as by other number. Okay, but prime number cannot be. Prime number can be divided by itself, but cannot be divisible by any other number. Got my point? So these are the small concept about factor, multiples, prime numbers, and composite number. You have to define each and every number by giving several examples, and you send to me. Okay?